Hello and welcome back to Phil's Drone Zone, and welcome to part 14 of Learning Piece by Piece, the complete beginner's guide to working in Motion 5. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you'll be updated when future videos are uploaded. Also, if you are brand new to Motion, then I would suggest that you go back to some of the earlier tutorials before attempting to duplicate what we're doing today. So today we're going to be continuing with our look at behaviors, and in particular we're going to be looking at the oscillate behavior and how that can produce some quite amazing effects for you. So let's jump straight in and see what this oscillate behavior is all about. Oscillate means to move back and forth between two values at a steady rate, and that's exactly what the behavior does. So I've set up a group, and I've got a circle which I've colored and centered. And now to that circle, I'm going to go to parameter and oscillate. And now that brings up this box of controls. And at the moment, if I play, nothing's happening. And that's because I haven't set it to do anything. I need to assign a parameter from this huge list here. And we're going to just get it to move along the y-axis up and down. And then when I click play, it's just slowly going up and down. But it is very slow, and that's a function of the speed, which at the moment is set to 10 times a minute. So if I up that to 60, then that will be once a second. And then when I play, it will move a lot faster. And there are other controls here. If we look at the amplitude is the distance between the two values. So now when I increase the amplitude, then the distance between the two values grows, but it's still moving up, oscillating at once per second. So those are pretty much the two main values, and we can actually change the wave shape. At the moment it's on the sine wave shape, which is just a smooth curve. And now when we hit square, then you get that in and out effect where the curve is gone, and that gives a kind of flashing effect. Sawtooth comes in and then flashes out, which again is a different kind of effect that you can get. And then the final one is the triangle, and that's very similar to the sine, but the sine is a little smoother than the triangle. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to change the phase. And on the surface, nothing seemed to have happened, but sharp-eyed amongst you will have seen that something did actually happen when we changed the phase value. So let's duplicate that circle, and we'll pull one out here and one out to the left. And now what we've got is the two circles moving perfectly in sync together. But now if I go back to my first oscillate and I reduce that phase value to 0, then now you can see what the phase value actually does. And so now they're actually moving out of sync with each other, producing a different kind of effect again. Okay, I'm going to change the parameter to blend opacity on both of them, and I'm going to change the wave shape to square, and now I've got the flashing dots, which is an effect that's very useful to know how to do. So okay, that's the controls. Let's go and do something. Okay, I've got a group here with the word motion in there centered, and we're going to create a little glitch effect just using a couple of masks and the oscillate behavior. So let's have a look how we do that. Okay, so we got this word motion. And so basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to create a mask. I'm going to grab my Bezier mask tool, set it to group, grab the mask tool, and then I'm just going to click in a couple of points. So we'll have one there, one there. We'll create a triangular type shape. Let's straighten that one up a bit. and one there, somewhere around that, and then we will click to complete the mask. And so you've got half the word showing. So what I'll do then is duplicate the mask, go to Properties, and I'll rotate the mask 180 degrees. So now basically I've got two masks showing the complete word. Now I'll go to my original mask, and I'm now going to add behavior parameter oscillate, and that brings up the box that we've already seen. I'm going to set the wave to square, and then we're going to change the amplitude to 50. First we need to set it to something, and we're going to set it to X and Y. And now I'll have to change the amplitude again. We'll go back and change the amplitude to 50, and we'll set the speed to 2000. Why not? So hopefully it will be, and now we will see that the triangular mask is oscillating quite happily. Click Option and drag to make a copy for the second Bezier, and we're just going to change the sum of the values. We're going to change the phase to 10, and we're going to reduce the amplitude, the speed, to 600. And now we've got a different oscillation going on. So the two masks are oscillating at different, in different ways. And that's created the space between the word as it oscillates, and that's exactly what I want to do. I'm now going to add to the word motion, I'm going to add a prism blur. I'll ramp that up to 20. I might change the angle maybe to, I don't know, maybe 25, maybe 30. We'll change the angle, and then I will add another filter, and we'll go to Stylize, Bad TV, and we'll change the waviness to 45, we'll change the roll to 1, the static to 0.45, and we will change the number of scan lines to 200. And now what we've got is we've created that little glitch effect, which is kind of neat, and we've really not done much at all. Okay, so we need to make it a bit more effective. So we're going to come in, say 20 frames. We're just going to go forward 20 frames, 30 frames. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both masks, press Command and click to highlight more than one. And also the two filters that I added to the motion, the word motion. Then press I on the keyboard to set the in point. And then I'm going to go forward 15 frames, and I'm going to press O on the keyboard to set the out point for those items. And this time I'm also going to select the word motion and press O to trim that to the 46th frame. And now I've created a little glitch. So what I need to do now is to close the group and duplicate it. And now we'll find the end of our glitch, the 46th frame, and we'll move the group copy over to that frame. And then we'll go to the end again, which is now the 91st frame, and we will duplicate again, and we'll move over the duplicate of the duplicate to the 91st frame. And now we've got the glitch effect that you saw in the opening. Very simple to do, but could be quite effective if in a title that you're working on. Okay, so that's a really nice, easy effect to do using the oscillate behavior. Okay, so now let's have a look at something else. Let's slow the oscillations down a bit, and let's create a nice, peaceful swinging motion. So I've set up a little sign there. I've got just a shape and a border, and I've put the word motion in there. And what I'm going to do now is rotate it on Y so that it's kind of like more, gives it more depth. So we rotate it to 40 degrees. But it looks a bit flat. at the moment. So what I'm going to do is go to Filters, Stylize, and I'm going to add an extrude filter. Find the extrude and add extrude. And we're going to set the angle to 180. We'll set the distance, we'll lower the distance right down to about 15 will do. We don't want it too thick, but we want to give it a little bit of depth. I'm going to play with the gradient. I want to change the color, so I'm going to grab my dropper and click the outside of the color so that we get a kind of white layer moving into the brownish color. And now we've got something with a little bit of depth to it. Extrude is a fabulous little filter for giving objects a little bit of depth. Okay, now in order to swing, I need to move my anchor point up to the top. That's the point where I want the behavior to occur, so I need to move my anchor point up to the top. And then I just click back to the transform tool, and then I'm going to go to behaviors, parameter, and oscillate. So I need to, before doing anything, I need to set it to work at a parameter. We'll go transform rotation, and we're going to get it to rotate on X. So we'll set the amplitude now. We'll leave it at sine and set the amplitude to 20, and we will set the speed to 15. And that's it, we're done. And now what we've done is we've created that little gentle swinging motion, which is kind of cute. Happily swinging in the breeze there. And again, a very, very easy effect to do using the oscillate behavior. So whether you've got slow or fast oscillations, there's so much that you can do with the oscillate behavior. Okay, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you'll be updated when there are future videos in the series. And all that remains for me now is to say, see you in part 15.